want to commit fully onto that lane here, Wolf.
Yeah, it's the Angela Ling combination. You have the Ruby as your side laner. It will be up against this Esmeralda, which is a decent matchup for the Ruby. Get the lifesteal up. And eventually you'll get items like Dominance Eyes, Durance perhaps on your Angela, and maybe you can control this Esmeralda. Obviously the Ling is very scary. Let's make it even scarier with this Angela pickup, the classic combo of the Angeling.
Let's see how it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, as the drafts have been locked in, hashtag Malaysia Boleh or hashtag Indo Pride, because we are going to get into the tunnel here.
This is going to be interesting. The draft has been set, and I'm not 100% sure who's got it better, but RRQ is looking real strong and definitely the favorites. However, Todak have some clear ways out, and the question is whether they can execute upon it. Keep your eyes on Momo. He's going to be so important this game.
Based on the draft, again, honestly, based on the draft, I really like Todak's, but that Ling coming in is going to be the question. Will Todak be able to answer right now? We are going to get straight into the game, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll have a little bit more time to talk about straight into the game. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Once again, can we hear it in the chat? Hashtag Malaysia Boleh or hashtag Indo Pride.
Only one of these teams are going to be moving on here in this best of 5, but let's have a look at how these lane matchups are going to go, as Momo is going to be on as Esmeralda up against the Ruby here. As we see, so far, things are going to be so good. Contention for Lethal Wanderer is going to be happening in a bit, but RRQ doesn't seem like they want to take that kind of priority.
RRQ can stay passively in this whole game. In the early stages, yeah, surely they can be aggressive, but at the same time, they're going to be happy with just taking their own side of the jungle. But instead, they actually already stole one green buff.
Yeah, that's the thing with Finn playing that Angela. You can hear the screams already in the crowd. There is the first blood by Razor, by Todak, already striking it here in the first minute.
A good Abyssal Arrow coming in from Moon here as the engagement from Chiku continues against Sin. He's losing this matchup here. He's going to take one more shot and forced to recall as they continue to take that control. I thought the vertical jungling situation was going to happen here, Wolf.
They didn't push through. I guess that they are so concerned that there could be cross-invade coming out from Todak. They saw that the focus from Todak was in the mid lane anyway, so that kind of give a little bit of information for RRQ Hoshi to get back into that orange buff. However, already mid lane,
yeah, you can see Albert actually going very aggressive onto Moon, but unfortunately is unable to get anything done right there. Again, this is why Ling needs to be really, really careful in the early stages. Sure, he is an assassin. He wants to get those kills early on, but against the Selena, against the Matilda, what are you supposed to do here?
Well, I mean, you just give up that pressure. There's nothing you can really do about it until you hit level 4. That's the most important part. Once you hit level 4, you have that get out of jail card free.
Yeah, you can see that RRQ Hoshi already taking, Todak taking advantage of the bottom lane, where Chico guys is really bullying Sin out of this. But Sin actually able to just get all of the special siege minions out there. Is same the level with Chico guys, so even when he's bullied out of lane, he's not missing out on farm anyways.
Yeah, that's the veteran power coming in, man. We know that he knows everything to do with Mobile Legends. The experience comes in very, very hard, but we need to see this. What is going to happen? Albert does have that purple buff. A fight might be happening here. Might be happening, but Albert chooses to go to the top side. It's going to be Momo using the Falling Star Moon to get out of there.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to want to take any more damage here. Again, Lethal Wanderer is going to be taken away by Todak's side. They're playing, north to south here. This riverside so very dangerous, leaving Chiku and Sin on an island down on bot side.
Yeah, let's see this. R7 goes in for Diamond Friend. It's going to be an all-out collapse onto Moon as Albert keeps on going in. Finn picks up a kill in this fight. Circling Eagle onto Albert. No follow-up just yet. It is going to be the Tempest of play, but the Turtle will be taken away by 4Maze. Albert, though, he wants to keep on going. He's going to pick up the Blaze, but in the end, it's a 1-for-1. One kill for RRQ, one Turtle for Todak.
100% great for Todak. I mean, they lost one of their members, but they secured the Turtle anyway, so that's a lot of gold that's going to be given to them. Of course, you help all the players in your team with that Turtle buff, and you take it away from Albert, which is perfect because now Albert cannot be aggressive in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good call because they knew for a fact that Albert did not have his retribution, allowing Formace the extra bit of time to get in and out of that fight. More importantly, we have to understand that now you can kind of people can kind of understand Esmeralda can absorb so much of that heart guard so quickly and become that much more tankier, even though it's so early on into the game.
Absolutely, and you can see already Todak trying to catch Albert in the rotations. Look at that, they're playing for the bushes here, Wolf.
Yeah, they have to be really aggressive for Todak, at least for RRQ Hoshi. They need to kind of usher Albert as of now. It will not be as, as efficient for RRQ Hoshi to put like 3 heroes or maybe 2 heroes just to help Albert, but it is needed absolutely this time.
Yeah, but look at that. Moon overextends a little bit, and that's going to be the Tempest place to finish it off. You can see the style coming in from Albert as he picks up the kill. That is going to be the first kill of the game for Albert, but it's going to be Formace actually jumping into 1v3 right now with Diamond Pinna connecting. Formace, he's going to be able to get away, but Albert follows him through. Circle Eagle to the backside. Ludox picks up the kill, and Yums in the midst of it all is going to get taken down, and you can hear the calls, you can hear the screams, the yells from the players as Zin is a 1v1. Tico gets a solo kill.
Ooh, he gets the 1v1, but here comes Vin.
Yeah, Vin actually rotates here with the help of Albert. He does have the Tempest of Blades. He's not actually going to get it. It's going to be Vin picking it up. Defiant Sword unable to catch him.
I'm pretty sure that Todak really wants to get that kill to Albert. I mean, RRQ Hoshi wants to get the kill on the Albert, but Chico, guys, with that solo kill, that's very important in his laning stage here. I mean, he died eventually, but the tempo that they want to play is really banking on the fact that they need early plays.
Yeah, but one thing I do want to talk about is Moon, man. You said it yourself. He hasn't had the best performance here at M3, but so far he's been doing great.
He's been doing really, really good. It's a good change of pace here, but now it's going to be whether or not he can steal this objective. Albert coming in.
Oh my god, Formace just so on point, but it's going to be the Tempest of Gaze once again, as that is going to be the Diamond Penny connecting on to Moon. Still able to run away for now. Formace just does so much. Look at that, Formace showing what he's got on the M3 stage. R7 has nowhere to go, and Chiku, guys, picks up the kill.
That was such a good fight, and this is going to open up the map for Momo to actually take the top tier 1 in the process. I thought Moon for sure was going to go down, but Yoops saves his life, allowing Formace to jump into the backline with no ultimates to really worry about.
5 minutes, a big power spike for Todak. Definitely get the first set of items, first full item for Chico, guys, as well as for Formace. And it's also coincidence with the fact that they get level 4 on their throne. And now they fought against RRQ Hoshi. The mistake that RRQ Hoshi did is that they obliged in the fight. We know for sure that they're not as strong as they are in the late game. Here in the first 6 minutes of the game, that's why Todak was able to capitalize.
Yeah. Take a look at this replay right here. What happened, man? They gave Formace so much room to play.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, we have to remember that Clay is not exactly in position to do anything about this situation. He doesn't have the Chaos Assault, nor does he have the Brilliance. He already used the Brilliance much early on into the fight, so he's forced to walk away. And if he wants to get back into range, that's going to cost him his life. So he made the smarter decision to just back off.
2 turrets taken by Todak. This is a step in the right direction. We want them to, at least the Malaysian fans, right? They want to go aggressive, but they look at this. Chico, guys, already with the win of Nature.
And the Rose Gold.
And the Rose Gold means are tough. Defensive items. Defensive/offensive items, right? Last M2, we saw Broly who prioritized the defensive items, right? But this time, it's kind of in the middle. Rose Gold meter gives you a little bit of shielding. And of course, that Wind of Nature helps you sustain against Albert when a team fight does break out.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're going for right now. RRQ Hoshi, they're losing turrets for nothing at this point. 3 turrets to 0 for Todak. As in the mid lane, another fight ensues here. Sin is the midst of it all. Still able to run away with the entropy, but it's going to be actually the Circle Eagle coming in. Phantom Execution to the backside is going to be everything collapsed onto RRQ. Still able to get out of that situation. But as you can see, RRQ, they're losing objectives all across the board, and that means pressure for Todak.
Yep, this is great. I mean, RRQ understand that position, not exactly the best. They were worried about where Momo was going to be coming from, and once he revealed himself, they realized they didn't have the position to do so. Turtle is coming up. They don't want to waste any more resources than they have to. Good, no commitment, and disengage for RRQ.
Oh, but maybe they want to go for more right now. R7 gets caught really, really bad right there, but they might just collapse onto Yums right now. Is that the right target? Albert uses a lot of the abilities, a lot of the resources onto that man, and the Abyssal Arrow connects onto Albert. He gets slain, and RRQ are running for the hill. Clay go for his killing spree, but Formase is on for a rampage. He's gonna get dodged away, and look at the backside. What? RRQ Clay. He's coming in with a triple kill. Chiku can't manage to finish him off, and the hot guard to save him once more as Sin is able to come back to push him away.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. A great 50-50 there coming in from both of these teams. Clay coming out gigantic in that fight. He only has the Clock of Destinies, and he's making every bit of damage count, but not to mention, let's look at this replay one more time. Great sidestep coming in from Sin, baiting the the Thorn Rolls to go into the opposite direction, but just the raw damage. Clay comes in, he flickers into the bush, and then Chaos Assaults back out to finish off anybody who's walking away.
That sidestep,
Sin.
my goodness, Sin.
It was good. It was so good. If he got that, if Formase got that kill, Vin probably would have died as well.
Dude, in Indonesia, he made this exact same play, but on the Esmeralda, he literally dodged everything, and he's doing it at the world stage. You know, even when they're behind, they can still pull off these mechanical power plays.
I wonder what item Sin picked up actually to provide him with that kind of movement speed, but at the same time, he really utilized the spacing so well, even like trying to push away Chico guys when the fight already broke out. Then again, Todak gonna be back in business as they take out another turret. That's the fourth one compared to 0 of RRQ Hoshi.
I mean, so far it's looking good here. I mean, the kill score is pretty nice overall, but on the top side and the cross-map plays that are being made, it's just tough. It's tough to handle as RRQ wants to stick together.
Yeah, but look at that. Albert actually jumps in all the way to the backside, still able to get one kill, goes away instantly with the Phoenix points and able to get away, but Clay will be able to get out of that one as well. This is just clean by RRQ, but the problem still stands. They have no pressure. They're losing all fronts in the side lanes.
Now, big play coming out from Albert as he already calculated that in his head, right? He is a master of the Oling anyway, so he knows his limits.
Oh my god, so close. So close by both the members, man. Formase jumps in. I'm offended being used, but missing out. Everything is just so well calculated, and this is where we actually can see Todak and RRQ's mechanics, man.
You know what? I think that Todak's actually happy with that, as Formase actually forced the usage of the Wind of Nature coming out from Sin. So that's already done and dusted. As expected, the Hunter Strike was the choice for Sin. That's why he was moving so quickly when he was being chased down by Formase. And now Todak still has got the lead, but RRQ Hoshi are stacking up the items now. With Dominant Size on R7, maybe they can fight.
Yeah, Moon so far has been landing some really good Abyssal arrows so far. This is the Moon that we were hoping to see during the group stages. Looks like he's feeling much better, but that might not be enough. Bottom tier 1 goes down, and we're already seeing the endless battle coming out of Albert.
Yeah, that's really what's scary about the Ling. All of a sudden, you get turrets down just because of the split pushing tackle. I mean, Todak, they saw an arrow, they flew an arrow in the mid lane, it hit, but they cannot engage. The moment that they spent about maybe 5 to 10 seconds in bad spots, RRQ Hoshi can easily punish that.
Yeah, and as you can see, again, the side lane is still being controlled by Todak with Chico rotating everywhere. It's really hard for them to try to look for the side lane push because of so much pressure that they have. But look at that, Moon goes in for the Abyssal Arrow, unable to connect. RRQ still is able to breathe at this point.
They're waiting for the 12 minutes, maybe just to pop the Lord this time. They still have got the advantage. But we'll see if it's going to be just after the positioning.
Oh my god, look at the damage coming in. It's going to be Albert jumping in all the way to the backside right now. Tempest of Blade still available, being able to dodge everything as he keeps on going. Double kill picked up by RRQ as they're looking for more fights on the board. Goes in under the turret with the falling star. Will be able to connect it onto 2, but he is going to be forced back away. Chiku now in a 1v4 will be able to go for some pickoffs right now with 4 people chasing him down. He goes in for the torn apart memory, unable to get anyone done, but it's going to be the Iron connecting. Wind of Nature won't save you now, but maybe it will. He still managed to get away, and the outplay is almost happening here. Sin is going to be the target, but Yubes, he might have bit too much that he could chew. Clay has come to play.
They've fallen into it again. Todak overcommits to this fight, and unfortunately, Chico needs to remember, he isn't playing on this Wan. It's Brody. There's only so much outplayability you have, and even Yubes was trying to enable him. Just wasn't enough.
Oh my god, they're going to go for more Gideon. The Tempest of Blaze is there, and that's going to be the kill for the baby alien. Goes goes in under the base, doesn't even care.
Oh, baby alien, this is a masterclass once again coming out from Albert. We already saw the Paquito, now we're seeing the Link. This is well done coming out from Albert. He knows exactly his limits. He can dive, and we can see his in-out tactics coming out from RRQ Hoshi, just really not helping Todak to their case. Todak is very all in, and once RRQ Hoshi finds an opening, they strike. And you can really hear RRQ Hoshi now. If you're here in Suntec, my God, their screams can be heard even from a distance.
It's a shaky start for RRQ. We gotta talk about that, man. It looked like they were all over the place, but what happened instantly after one team fight?
Yeah.
That's the Indonesian RRQ. That's the MPL ID special right there. One team fight is all it takes to turn it all around. And look at it. And the 1v1. Walbert, what was that? He goes in and 1v1s Formaze out of nowhere. And the Lord will be taken down in the mid lane. Oh my God, that's just beautiful.
It really was. He manages to take out 4-mates of all people, and now the backline is not going to get pressured like you would expect it to be. Oh, here we go, the play!
Oh my God, R7 goes in for the ammo pin, and look at Clay! Clay! He keeps on going in, and just like that, in 14 minutes, they're going to look for the end. Momo is nowhere to go. He's forced to go back under his base. The fountain is next, but look at Yums. They're going to go killing sprees all across the board as the kills will not matter. The objectives have been taken by RRQ.
Woo, what a hot game!
Esmeralda is a counter to Phobius. RRQ can pick up the Phobius. Last time they did it, this time they did with a Matilda. I think if you're playing the Esmeralda in this game, you're so happy.
You're very happy at this point, right? It is going to be very hard for the Matilda and that Esmeralda in this game.
I mean, that's what we said beforehand when Esmeralda was going up against Ruby. Ruby wasn't really doing necessarily so much, but it's later in the game that's the problem. So, RRQ, despite sacrificing lane matchups for the good of the composition, we know how that turned up in game one. Maybe Todak can actually break that, win the lane hard enough to take this game too.
Let's see what happens. Again, I feel like the Phobius pick is good and bad, right? Good because you're going against the 1-1 and the Lancelot. You're going to have a field day, but bad, you are not going to be able to survive the laning, or at least it's going to be very, very hard. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 of the upper brackets where Todak take on RRQ. Once again, I want to see it in the chat. Spam it, hashtag IndoPride or hashtag Malaysia Pole, because Yum's already going in for Clay very early on, maybe even getting the first blood here. Needs to be very careful. Okay. It is still Clay able to run away with the regeneration.
Okay, I mean, so far it's pretty good. That's what Todak wants. A lot of this game from Todak is going to be predetermined by Yums as well as... Oh my goodness. Wait, they're still going to be fighting here. Chico's already... He's in some trouble if he keeps this up. He does not win this level 1.
Oh, but Sin, actually, he might need to be careful as well because Yums has joined in here. We all know what the Cho can do in the early stages, especially with Chiku. That is a misposition perhaps right now as Vin will be able to open up the map, and that's going to be first blood picked up. Chiku already taken down, presented to you by Razor.
Okay. That happened.
That happened, yeah.
There's really nothing much that can be said there. A very clear mistake coming in from Chiku. Wanting to get level 2 before he dies may not necessarily be the best idea, but, you know, Sin going to be very happy in his lane. He's going to take as much gold as he wants.
That was so close.
That was so close. Vin did this thing called the man-to-man defense, at least I call it, where you do as a roamer. Position 5 is to just mirror where the opponent's roamer is. So you just really just man-to-man, just follow that guy so that he will not be able to make the moves. And as a Matilda, you're at least more, I would say, in the advantage because you can just poke easily. At the same time, you're a little bit faster as long as the Cho doesn't, you know, utilize that Jeet Kune Do as often. But the point is, you can defend your teammates so well with this Matilda just mirroring the movements of the opposing roamer. And that first few minutes, the 1 minute and 20 seconds, he was able to get the kill for himself and help his gold laner at the same time.
Oh, but look at that. Yum's already going for the engage. It is going to be the Brilliance. The order popped in. Vin's still able to run away with the guiding win as Moon will pop the black shoes. This is going to be RRQ actually going to go in for the turtle. We'll be able to get that. Now with R7, using the demonic force all the way onto Momo. He's actually might be able to get the kill onto him, but on the other side, it's just an all-out brawl as RRQ will just take the turtle and back away.
Okay, very interesting here. Yes, they go in for a fight here, and I think Momo is just seeing how much he can actually get away with. More importantly, he doesn't mind. He's already forced R7 to use his demonic force. Now he's got a very clear advantage in this lane as he pulls up the falling. He doesn't use the falling star moon, but the frost moon shield to start trading back against it. Going back to the previous fight where Chiku clearly making a mistake down on bot side, he did actually salvage the situation. He didn't give an assist over to Xin, and only Vin is the one who has the kill.
If we're looking at Sin, they actually gave him the double lane treatment wherein you get a little bit of minions in the mid lane as well as your gold lane. So 2 lanes going in favor of Sin. And I wonder what his gold... 2,000 gold at this point.
Yeah.
My God.
That is insane right now. But did you see what happened? A little bit of a miscommunication a little bit. Albert took the guiding win a little bit too early when Vin hasn't connected that Circling Eagle. But again, RRQ still staying in the lead. As you can see, Xin on that lead already, 600 above of Chiku.
Let's keep in mind the smaller things here because Albert, he's already built into the warrior boots while Formace is actually rushing to get into that war axe as soon as possible.
Oh, man. Oh my god, Yum's going in for the way the Dragon will be able to knock Xin back, but it's going to be the Circling Eagle to disengage from that fight. Formace now joins in the fight. That is going to be a lot of damage placed onto him. Will force the flicker out from Xin, but nothing much more.
The composure from Xin to not pop the flicker just as they got into him. He just waited for the right moment. The Circling Eagle to cancel the initiation coming up from Todak, and then eventually distance created by the flickers.
Look at the damage coming in from Albert. Is actually going to be able to force Moon back to the black shoes, and Albert will pick up a kill onto him in the mid lane with the help of the Lunox. Now Yums trying to open up the map for his team, but that is beautiful setup for the Turtle.
That was a really good play coming in from Albert here, forcing Moon into a situation where there's just no winning no matter what. You use the black shoes. He's holding up that champion stance just in case until the very last second. That way he gets pulled even further back in towards the mid lane, allowing the cooldowns from his Matilda to get back up to from the Lunas to get back up.
Yeah, Yums went for the way the Dragon kicks in back to his own purple buff. But what I want to talk about right now is that Phobius. The Phobius actually doing very good in lane, but wait a minute, Moon forced to go with the back shoes once again now, and that is going to be another huge resource burn right before the Turtle.
And look at the positioning coming up from both Clay as well as Vin, able to help Albert. At the first lane of trouble, they get out of the mid lane. Such discipline from RRQ Hoshi is allowing them to get this Turtle scot-free. And not only that, bottom lane, I think that there will be a kill.
Yeah, it is going to be the kill. With the Dragon will be popped crossbow tank to finish up the deed, and that's going to be Chico picking up a kill with the help of Yums, trying to go for the trade onto the turret. Yums actually tanking it for a little bit. Very, very intelligent, but in the mid lane is going to be another kill picked up. The turret in the bottom side will be traded for the skill. Formace goes in for the Thorn Rose. Clay with the flicker, just beautiful as Momo goes in for the Falling Star Moon, able to get the minions, but nothing much more.
Albert is playing a really good game. He's really getting to Moon's head here. He knows that he preemptively uses a lot his ultimates and isn't scared of using his resources and is punishing Moon for it.
I do agree with that. For Todak, however, they are able to get the push in the bottom lane. A very cheeky play coming out from Yums, tanking 3. Not 1, not 2, but 3 turret attacks. I guess with the dreaded armor, he kind of felt more confident with that. And because of that move, Todak was able to get the first turret of the game. So that means that the economy of RRQ Hoshi, it's not going to be that massive of a lead.
Oh, but Clay is caught in a tough situation right now. Yums goes in for the G-Kundo to combo it right now. It's going to be kind of execution to banish him off with Moon helping out. But Albert, he jumps in for the 1v3 now with the help of Finn. He might be able to go and kick the kill. It's going to be the Flame Retribution picking it up. Formace now is trying to run away with the puncture. Will be able to, and that is going to be a 1-for-1. The mid laner for the Roamer.
Yums is just falling really far behind here, and even Vin with a level on him, that's when you know that Yums might be in some trouble here. As the rest of the team, he is going to be he's going to be struggling against just the raw damage coming in from Albert. Oh, wait, hold on, Sin! He gets it. Wow, great play coming in from Formace.
Holy, Formace actually outplaying that situation and reading it perfectly right now with Momo jumping in on the Vin. It might be another kill picked up, but Clay, he's coming in. He's going to have the Chaos ready, but he's not going to use it just yet. Vin actually gets taken down for nothing. And Clay, he's not going to be able to get anything done. Albert, though, in the mid lane will be able to pick up a kill onto Moon. He's going to look for more right now, but Yums is still alive. He doesn't want to go for anything more as Momo just chunks Clay down. Clay is really good, honestly. He is Wait, he actually used the ultimate. I thought he was saving it for the turtle fight.
Yeah.
Well, the reason now that RRQ Hoshi will be, not really that courageous not to take it as turtle was because of the fact that they were poked. And immediately they're just gonna get into the mid lane. They know that Todak has a little bit of an advantage in that potential turtle fight. And with all due fairness for Todak, especially with the movements of Momo, Todak has, reached to the point where there's really no gold lead already for RRQ Hoshi.
Yeah, very similarly to what we saw here. Wait, hold on. Chiku might get attacked straight away. No, R7, he's smarter than that. Very good. If it was me, I would have been like, spam that button. Give me that demonic force. I know you want to dash. But another turtle going to be going over to RRQ.
Yeah, that read itself just made it very worth for the side of RRQ Hoshi. Because of that, they will be able to take the turtle and also defend the mid lane right now with Moon. Oh no! He's going to use the black shield. Actually, he's going to be turned around and Clay will be taken down. That's also been taken down. So now it is actually a 2-for-0. RRQ, do they want to take this right now with Yup going to the backside? R7 has the Purify ready. Now let's see what happens. Will RRQ go for the 3v4 right now with the bottom side pushing in? They need to defend and they won't go for a fight.
Speaking of which, this is reminding me so much about the RSG game, but let's get back into this fight.
Yeah, it's going to be the point time connecting on the two members, but Albert goes in for the knockout strike. It's getting very low, and that's going to be Todak picking up the kills back and forth. R7 keeps on jumping in. The demonic force almost picking a kill onto Yums as he tries to predict where he's going, but it is a 1-for-1, maybe not for long. Finn goes back in for the re-engage as Jums, oh my lord, getting out with literally 1 HP.
Ooh, this game's getting sweatier.
It is very sweaty now. Albert was taken out, and Momo just tries to...
Sin once again, he goes in for an aggressive play, and he gets collapsed on.
Back-to-back plays with that guy, and then you see and here's Santek. Todak really punishes Sin, not only with in-game damage, but also verbal damage here at Santek.
Yeah, you can hear the screams, the yells of the Todak players.
Yeah, I mean, Sin, he was hyper confident that he would secure the kill, flickers forward for it, goes for the full combo, and it was ever so slightly off. Like, it's a little unlucky here, but let's see how they punish Phobius.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. Again, they can't really overcommit to this because it's always on for Chiku. Whenever he dashes, it's up for grabs for R7. You try to go for something Chiku needs. When the Red Dragon pops, he needs to get all the weakness spots. If he doesn't, it is going to be a tough time for him. And now it is going to be Todak looking for the kills, looking for the plays on the top side. RRQ rotates and Todak responds with moving backwards. Albert, though, he is caught right now, still able to run away with the guiding win.
I mean, it's looking good. They've been playing this cross map for the side of Todak. It's working out really effectively. And now, as we can see, Albert is a level down compared to Formace, who's been actively farming despite the number of turtles RRQ has taken.
And Todak, the entirety of Todak, they are taking more turrets compared to RRQ Hoshi. 3-0 for now, but RRQ Hoshi quick work of the Lord this time, sneaking it in.
Oh my god, Moon actually popped the black shoes. Clay is going to go backwards, and that is going to be the engage coming in. Albert is still able to survive for now, but Path of Execution will be able to take him down. R7 now caught in the bad situation, very, very low. Still able to use the demonic force to outplay for a little bit more, but it's going to be Clay in the midst of it all. Take him down, and Chiku, look at Chiku. He's been pushing in, and he has the waves. He's going to be able to take that tier 2 turret down. Now, with this, actually, the Lord will be taken by RRQ, but Todak picks up the pace.
Oh my goodness, Moon playing that situation so very dangerously. RRQ was hesitating to go in on him, trying to figure out where the rest of his teammates were and trying to go for the punch. Whoa! Moon, he takes the black shoes back, but it's still, look at this power from Momo, disrespecting the space.
Oh, Formace.
Oh, but look at that. Formace jumps in for the Thorn Rose, able to dodge it away, and Sin is coming back in, baby. Circling Eagle to the backside. Formace still able to survive for that, but the outplace comes in. Sin is in a 1v1. Momo's gonna get slain, and Clay will pick up the kill. It just keeps on going, baby.
Lands in a dodge. That last shot that would have killed him with the Thorn Rose. I think that's good coming out from Formace. And so far, he's 5-0-1, dishing the damage against RRQ Hoshi. Sin finally gets a good outplay. He already has got the Thunderbolt as well as this endless battle. We started the game as Sin just pulling ahead when it comes to the farm compared to this 1-1, but actually Chico guys already has got a little bit more gold over this Clint.
Yeah, and right now Clay, all he just needs is magic damage. Oh, Moon!
Yeah, Moon is going to get collapsed on right there with Yums joining the fray. It's going to be him popped down by the demonic force. There you go. R7 keeps on jumping around, and you finally see what this Phobius is able to do in a game. RRQ! They want some more, and they're going to get it. A 2-4-0.
Yeah, Albert really wants to cut the retreat coming out from this 1-1, but will not be successful in doing so. All of our 2,162,000,162 viewers, big shout out to you guys.
Yeah, that's a lot of viewers out there as we're getting closer and closer to that 3 million. Let's push for it because this is a game you got to watch.
Man, oh man, just tell your parents, tell your family, tell everyone you know, because no one wants to miss what's happening here. It is just an all-out mechanical war.
Yep. So far, the cross-map plays have been getting effective for Todak, but RRQ have been doing it really, really well, punishing Todak every single time for a mistake. And how much is Todak needing to sacrifice?
Oh, let's see what happens here. It's going to be Vin jumping onto the circling eagle. Momo doesn't want to take anything right now. He's just going to take that damage, move backwards, because again, no objectives on the board. This is what RRQ likes to do. Go for the stupid fights. I'm sorry to say, but it is stupid fights. That's what they like. That's what they thrive on, right? But Todak, they know you are aggressive. We'll just play it passive until the right moment comes up.
They have the tools to punish RQ Hoshi if ever RQ Hoshi let's go for the quote-unquote stupid fights, right? They have the Esmeralda for a great punish. It's very strong at this point.
Oh my god, Moon actually saving that black shoes, but maybe it might be fatal. Albert jumps in just like that. They're gonna go in for the collapse. Yums goes in for the way of the dragon, but it's not gonna be for naught. Ziku has nowhere to go. The yells and screams of RRQ come facing and tearing Todak apart, with RRQ basically going at it again onto the turret. It's gonna be Formaze making an incredible macro play to cut the waves before they can use it to take the turrets down.
This was so good from Formace to kind of staunch the bleeding, put a band-aid on it, buy some time for the rest of his team, but he needs to get out of this. How he's going to do it, I'm not entirely sure.
Oh no, Phantom Execution to the backside. This is what he can do, but wait a minute!
Okay.
Formaze! He doesn't do it! How? And how? Clay manages to survive that!
Oh my goodness, give it to the man. Vin does it again. Favor plus guiding win saves Clay's life.
Oh my god, that was very close. You see Formaze really confident in this game. Even though he died there, you can see his body language. He's so happy about his performance. However, RQ Hoshi, quick work of the Lord once again, utilizing this Lunox as well as Paquito and Clint. So much damage on objectives, and RQ Hoshi, this Lord is an enhanced Lord.
This is not a booting. Oh my god, let's just take a look at the replay.
Yep, let's look at this one more time here, because the major problem about this entire situation is the fact is that Moon did not get the black shoes in time. He was expecting the demonic force to get on top of him, but Albert comes running through, double jab to close the distance and take him out before he realizes Moon has got to be more aware here.
Yeah, but look at that. It's going to be the two-wave push in the mid lane and the top side. The Lord entering the base right now, but it's going to be Formace using all of these resources to take the minions out. Now, with both turrets still alive, it's actually a great defense for the side of Todak, but for how long will this stand? Because look, Xin is playing with the passive little by little, poking it down, and might be the turret taken away. Boom, there you go, and RRQ controls the map once again.
Yep, and this is where RRQ gets back their turn, the initiation, as well as the objectives coming in from Todak's side. They need to start pressing their advantage now. They've got the damage.
They do got the damage. Sin is able to flicker away, baiting in Yums right now. A lot of damage placed onto the backside. It's going to be the demonic force of Kalak, and the knockout strike lands onto 3 members now. With RRQ going wild onto the base, it might just be another war. It's going to be Momo jumping in with Formace air. Oh my god, Albert actually gets shut down right there. And Chiku, he's going to be flying. It is an all-out war, and it's going to be Todak taking the victory.
Yep, they find the shutdown, but they got to clear top and bottom side. How long can they chase this for? There is no wave coming. Formace is not going to jump to him, but Momo, he's going to bait out another flicker, forcing it out of Vin.
RQ Hoshi managed only to take out the inhibitor turret in the mid lane, but the rest of the map was definitely defended by Todak, and that is good for Todak for sure. It'll be buying time for Chico, guys, to get more items. Maybe a defensive item. Does have the Athena shield already, or maybe shift it to something different. Maybe sell his boots, whatnot. He is a gold laner anyway, so retribution is not that much of a need for him. Well, on the side of RRQ, Hoshi going for the Blade of Despair. Sane was already able to get that. Maybe get a Wind Talker. I think it's his next item is looking for. And interestingly, Vin went for the Blade Armor.
Well, let's not forget, Clay, he decided to go for the Necklace of Durance, allowing Albert to get hyper-aggressive and take as many damage items as he needs because he's going to have to buy the utility, which is costing them a little bit because Momo, yes, he can sort of take the damage overall and has purchased the Antique Cuirass to try and reduce the amount of damage Albert is going to get at, but Clay will not be able to chunk him out like he did in game number 1.
Absolutely. Let's see it again right now. RRQ will look to try to micromanage every single way, but as I said, man, Moon getting into this late game, Chiku as well. This is going to be really hard for both of the teams. Both of them need to target select really well, all right? Because if RRQ Hoshi, if Xin and Clay gets left untouched in the back line, they will be able to shred. Same thing goes for Todak. They need to focus on Chiku. They need to focus on Moon. Their front line deals damage, yes, but the most of it comes in from that back line.
Looking at side of Todak, they do have great ultimates up when it comes to like taking out the members of RRQ Hoshi. They still have this Way of the Dragon that can be followed up by the Falling Star Moon, or maybe, of course, the ultimate coming up from the 1-1 that will take not long time to get a kill.
Oh, look at that. It's going to be Yums going in for Clay right now with the combo wombo coming in as a Wither Truncheon to bait all abilities down, and RRQ goes wild. That was a beautiful Winner's Truncheon by Clay to buy him a little bit more time. R7 goes in for the Demonic Force all over the place and is able to pick up the jungler, but Chiku is all alone on the bottom side. He's trying to get an inhibitor turret, but he is going to fall. Maybe not though. Chiku, we've seen it before. Will he be able to do it again? Crossbow tag is ready. Triple kill has been popped. The immortality has been popped, but Chiku, he's bit off too much than he could chew. It's RRQ wiping Todak out in game 2. After 18 minutes of complete crazy brawls, we have finally got the conclusion, and RRQ are standing strong in this game. They are looking for the end, and they're going to push themselves onto match points.
That was a good game. That was a good game. Todak taking a second round at RRQ, getting a little bit further this time, but at the end of the day, RRQ still stands up on top. You gotta give it to Albert. Every single time you see his knock-up strike, he does not miss.
Welcome to Indonesia, man.
Oh my god.
This is so interesting. We haven't seen Carried in a while, but out of all the marksmen that he could have picked up, I was thinking maybe like a Claude. At least there's some outplay ability. Carry is just so in your face, so short range compared to the rest. I'm not sure here, but Chiku, he's gonna have a lot of confidence.
But if you're gonna be looking at RRQ, they're all melee. Practically speaking, I mean, Matilda is ranged as well as Angela, but Matilda wants to go up close and personal. Aldous absolutely wants to hit in the face. That's also true with Ling and Paquito. So carry makes sense. And also some teams pick up the carry so that you have true damage and HP-based damage against the Aldous that's quite beefy on the beefier side. And in the laning stage, it's good. Will it work though? That is the bigger question. It makes sense, but against the overload of the side of RRQ, will it work?
Let's see what happens, man, because again, Ling has been left open. This is both of the teams going for a very weird draft, but let's take it to game 3. Will it be RRQ taking a 3-0 clean sweep against Todak, or will it be Todak coming back here and proving RRQ that they can stand in the best of 5? Do it once more! Hashtag Malaysia Bole or hashtag Indo Pride in the comments.
Well, there's only one way. Let's find out how this plays out. Is R7. We're getting his classic here on the Paquito. He knows how to put on a show, but Chiku against Sin, this is also an interesting matchup here because Chiku wants to hold the lane hostage against Sin and punish him whenever he can. Sin, understanding that he is going to hit level 2 first, as long as he sacrifices some HP, that's totally fine with him. He wants the wave to push back.
So the carry has been picked up by some teams to kind of answer the Aldous, and sometimes it's good at that. But here's the thing. For Todak, they want to go for the Estes, which I do like in combination with the carry. At the same time, though, RRQ Hoshi, they're very greedy. If you're looking at their composition, early stage and the mid stages of the game, it will take like a lot of outplays for RRQ Hoshi just to dish out the damage against Todak. Then again, he can actually be passively farming on RRQ Hoshi. If you're looking at Todak, surely they have good engage, but they don't have the hardcore like turret pushing. Maybe from the carry, but it can easily be defended by RRQ Hoshi.
Oh, look at that. Xin actually going for the minions very aggressively, taking so much damage, almost dying there. But again, with the help of the Angela, just babysitting him, it is going to be really, really easy for them to keep on doing this. Look at that. Xin, even though he is a melee hero in this matchup is going to be actually, wait a minute, top side, R7 goes in for the knockouts right onto Momo now, with a lot of damage being placed. Formay still was the one able to secure that jungle creep.
Yep, and they both haven't used their retribution. It's really important that Moon hits level 4 here. Clay just hit it off of one extra minion here, as Albert is going to head towards possibly this bottom side after he gets his purple buff.
Yeah. Bottom side is the most vulnerable. Again, right, going against that carry, what you want to do is just keep on banging on his doors, but maybe he is waiting for Sin to hit that level 4. Once that ultimate comes up for Aldous, it's going to be making it much easier to get the gank over onto that carry.
I wonder if Todak even considered something along the lines of Rafaela instead of the Estes. Because the thing is, Estes cannot hold hands with the Lancelot. We know for sure that whenever the Estes, and of course I came from the Philippines and Blacklist International plays this a lot, they don't want to combo it up with the Lancelot because the Lancelot is generally, you know, very mobile and will get in and out of the bubble that they want to make. But at least they do have the carry, so that is the main recipient of this Estes. However, Todak, might want to concede the turtle.
Oh no, Chiku!
Okay, he has Flicker. He has Flicker. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Yums hasn't hit level 4, which is rather odd because they're sacrificing turtle here on this top side as Clay continue to be a nuisance to 4 for now. Momo, on the other hand, you know, he's not really struggling against Large 7, but he is a level down. So the big question right now is they are losing out a little bit of EXP here and there. It's going to start building up, but the question is, how is RRQ Hoshi going to start pushing their advantage and start getting that economical lead? My guess is through this bottom side, even though Yums is there at level 4, they might just decide to punish Formays in his own jungle.
Yeah, that's the question that we need to see answered here for RRQ. Do they want to meet this Estes head-to-head, or maybe do they want to just go to the other side of the map? Well, wait a minute, it's going to be Vin actually engaging on the Chiku guys. Sin is still there, available, but Moon has rotated to the bottom side as well, as Todak will be able to get some more pressure here, and will be able to force RRQ back under that turret.
You can see that the top lane is going to be a static lane for both the Esmeralda as well as the Paquito. They're just clearing the waves. But R7, he's just got a level advantage over the Esmeralda. Kind of means that we own a much faster. Maybe they're really targeting the turtles now for RRQ Hoshi. Surely they don't have the strength when it comes to the early game, the mid game composition. But if they get enough items like R7 with the Bloodlust Axe, it could be enough to kind of at least take the turtle away from Todak. And that might be enough. That is their ticket to passively farming into the point where they're very strong.
Oh, Alberto, he's jumping in onto Formays, forcing the final execution. He might just go for this again and again. It's going to be the Tempest Blades knocking in, and that is going to be a lot of damage placed. First blood by Razor in the 4th minute, but it might be not enough. It's going to be Momo jumping into the falling Star Moon all the way, getting the kill, and Zin is going to be forced to back out. But in the bottom side is an all-out war once again as Chiku tries to deal some damage, tries to get the healing done. He's still able to survive. That is the first item winner nature coming in, but the damage will not be enough. It's going to be Chiku running out and the mid lane turret taken away.
Yum saves his life with an Aegis and tops Chiku back up to 50% of his HP. Wow, that was a very quick lane swap here, as in he's tired of this. He's like, give me a beetle, give me anything. I need to get back into this game. This lane blows. Albert actually dying here for this little wanderer. Oh my goodness, Clay was not able to get there in time.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Todak, the series of unfortunate events for RQ Hoshi, and a series of great events coming out from Todak. Able to defend their bottom lane, surviving with Chiku guys, and also survives another gang in bottom lane. They get the mid lane in exchange for nothing in the bottom lane, and as well as the Little Wanderer on top of the turtle now. That chain of events from Todak really gives them a chance of extending this series into a 4-game.
It's really good, honestly. And R7 actually jumps into a 2v1. Oh my god! The healing will come through from Yums as the damage will come as well. But look at that, the enforcements are here. Albert doesn't have the purple bumper. He's going to jump all the way under the turret right now. The Tempest of Blaze is not ready just yet. He's going to pop it right now. Perfect timing from Albert. But it's going to be the Wind of Nature. Not going to be enough as R7 jumps in and takes the kill. Following it up, Zin is in a 1v2. It is about to be a 1v3 soon, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to be able to run out of this one. The Phantom Execution to take him down as 4Mays will pick it up.
But we're seeing it all over again, right? RRQ Hoshi is able to get 1 extra kill in this particular situation, and they're able to get the turret as well, which is great. But how long is this going to go? 1K Goldie coming in from Todak. We can look at the items right now. Wolf?
Momo with this Enchanted Talisman heading towards the dominance ice, which is great because on the sustain for RRQ, she will be stopped by that anti-heal. This is the item that they're waiting for, and so far Momo is kind of rich from the X-Plane, but look at that, R7. My God, you were talking about these guys.
I was talking about him, and instantly he performs there. He gets a 1v1, very cheeky 1v1, hiding in the bush probably, and Chiku just gets completely wiped out. But wait a minute, it is already the hard guard. Albert goes under the turret. What is this? He keeps on going, and he survives. R7 with a backup. How do they make these plays happen? But it might be a little bit too much, then they can chew. Oh my God, Todak going into the backside. R7 is going to get taken down. Killing Streak picks up by 4 Maze. He's looking for more right now as Vin gets chunked to a quarter of his health taken away, but it is still Todak with the initiation.
I tell you how they were able to do it. The first time that Albert did that play, diving under the turret against Formace, he was successful, but this time Formace knew the timing on how Albert wants to approach it and dodged it with the Phantom Execution perfectly well.
Look at that, retribution.
Really nicely done, really nicely done. Quick drive-bys here. That's all they want, but they're also keeping Sin in check here. As long as Albert's getting disturbed by the rest of the team, 4 of them in a matter of fact, while the hard guard is still down, they can start getting in these advantages. For example, Turtle, which RRQ do not want to go in for because Vin doesn't have his ult.
Blue team has slain
Right now,
the
they
turtle.
really need to rely on Xin just keeping on keep scaling. He needs to keep scaling, but wait a minute, Albert actually found Chiku in the midst of it all on the top side, and he is forced to flicker away, but now it's Clay joining in. Finds Xin! Oh my God! He dives in on the 4 members, maybe not that wise right now, as that's going to be Albert popping the Tempest of Blaze in the midst of it all. Goes in and back and forth and all the way, still able to run, but Yums has just come in clutch so many times in this game.
Oh my goodness, Chiku, he flickers over the wall to get in towards you. That's great, but now Sin getting punished here by Formaze.
The Formace really respecting the fact that Albert can be there and did not push his luck. And Chico, guys, actually flickered not deeper into his turret up top, but going into the area of the Estes. And wow, Albert dancing with death.
Oh, this is so close. These games are just, oh my goodness. It's really coming down to like Vin as well as Yums at this point in time. Everybody else is performing really, really well.
Very sweaty game, as people will say. But a great push coming out from Todak bottom lane. R7 cannot do anything about that.
They're looking for a collapse here.
Yeah.
That's a flank already for R7. He jumps in on the Chiku right now, still able to cut away, but it's going to be Albert in the 1v1 against Moon, maybe with 2v1 right now. Formace, he jumps to the backside. Clay still able to flicker away. Albert keeps on going. Black Shoes has been popped. Is it going to be Albert in a 1v3 outplaying? It doesn't seem like it, but he gets away. But again and again, Todak use all this as a distraction to take the objectives.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting the objectives, but let's not forget that Sin is currently hard farming up on that top side. He doesn't realize he can keep on pushing on for another turret as RRQ have to deal with the amount of pressure that Todak is putting on them as 5 now.
Oh man, the strength of Todak. The ultimate bonding experience is coming through, but there will be a defense from RRQ Hoshi. Here's the thing, right? Todak is able to just get so much out of the map to the point where they have now a 3.3 thousand gold lead. If they continue to do this, maybe get the Lord and then eventually take over the jungle of RRQ Hoshi, there might be not enough real estate for Sin to work with as well as Albert. Again, they have to share this. It's a very greedy draft coming out from RRQ Hoshi. I'm not entirely sure if it will work, but at the same time, Todak is not making it work.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You can see, all right, what Todak needs to do right now is just use that gold lead to their advantage. Don't really go for these crazy fights. Once again, the RRQ forces on them and just play for the objectives time and time again. We've seen RRQ crack under these objective-heavy games.
Oh boy, I mean, it's tough. I mean, these objective-heavy gamers coming in, most are just looking for the hard ego challenge. Like, especially when you look at Chiku here, who's getting babysit by Yums as long as possible. You would think that at some point RRQ would have punished him. And yes, it did come out 2 times, but afterwards, these past 3 engagements have been very, very difficult. And R7 finally having to pay the price here after they failed twice to kill Chiku. And now R7's in a situation where he really needs Yums to get out of the picture.
Oh my God, it's going to be the purple buff taken away by Formace right there, and that is the retribution actually used by Albert. So the retribution gone and the purple buff not in the hands of him. It might just be the Lord taken away, but Albert jumps into a 4-man. He doesn't even care. R7 joins in a minute. It's going to be the Tempest of Blaze used up right now, but not for long. He gets taken away, and now it might be RRQ fighting more than they can chew. Clay gets taken down, and RRQ, they're trying to scramble, trying to look for the picks. R7 in the bush. Let's see what he can do. He's going to jump in with a knockout strike all the way on the 2 members right now. He's going to be able to get a kill, but Formace still managing to jump back and forth. Phantom Execution does no damage on the Zin. He might be able to outplay it. And RRQ with all of it under it. He's still able to kite away. But the side laners for RRQ doing absolutely everything for the team.
Oh my god, that was crazy! What a long fight. RQ Hoshi, they had no rights to fight under the Lord because they didn't have the Retribution Albert, but they did anyways. But they were their main focus was the heroes anyways. They didn't want to take the Lord, they just focused on heroes. However, Todak with good plays, good dodges, as well as the damage coming out from Moon. Chico guys just running through, using the Phantom Step. Well done coming out from the rest of Todak. However, my God, this R7 waited for the right moment. He's waiting up until that moment where Formace and Moon were on top of each other to stop them from taking on Sin. And Sin is tanky enough to really last up until the tail end of that fight.
Beautiful.
That was absolutely beautiful. But wait a minute, another fight that goes on here. Albert jumps in on 2 members right now. That's Yum. That's not the target you want to go on, but Tiku is going to be targeted by Zin. Albert in the midst of it all, still able to kite away for now. But look at him, how? How do you survive? And that is a fight where RRQ gets a 1-0. Momo jumps in once again. But how does these fights keep on happening?
Oh, that's everything.
Oh my
I think this is good for RQ Hoshi because they know for a fact Chiku has run out of time. And more importantly, he is still on cooldown for that Winds of Nature. So they want to press that advantage to go for this 1-for-nothing trade.
With all due fairness, Todak, they capitalized on the fact that Albert actually missed the Retribution onto that purple buff. So he didn't have a purple buff in this case. However, they still want to fight. RQ Hoshi are just plain out crazy at this point.
Well, this is the RRQ aggression. Look at him. He's going in blind on 3 members, and he's still able to out-damage Formace. What is that? Albert keeps on making it happen, and Sin joins it back in under the turret. With the has been used, but look at Sin. He is ferocious, and they will keep on going. He survived under the dive. A 3-0 for the King of Kings.
Oh my god. Oh my god. They've closed down that gold gap. They punished Todak 2 times within that period. It's nuts. I don't know. Albert just face checks and he wants to, and now Momo is going to get punished here. He gets shoved away so far, but Chiku, he's scaling so well. We got to see the items at some point. We need to know what exactly is happening.
Because of the fact that, the sustain coming up from RQ Hoshi is just insane. Even if the fact that there's already dominant size on the side of Todak, they still get a purple buff in the end. That fight in the mid lane, they didn't have the purple. They don't have the best kit to dive under the turrets of Todak, but they still did. My God.
Don't look at me, Wolf. I'm speechless. Don't look at me. No. That is illegal. I swear. How?
It's
Todak
favor on
had,
Vin.
no. Firstly, Todak had the objectives. They had the gold lead. They had everything set for them. Ling didn't have the purple buff. How?
And he face checks the bush against 3 members of Todak, still gets out in the end. I don't understand what is happening, but at least RQ Hoshi are taking advantage of this sustain coming out from both the Matilda as well as the Angela. They have favor on Vin. Well, that is one of the go-to blessings anyways for the roamer for Angela. But even with that factor, it's even crazier to think that RQ Hoshi just...
Oh, they're going back in again. Oh my God. Zin is coming in. Moon gets taken down. Zin trying to deal some damage on the Chiku, guys. And that's going to be it. He's going to get taken down. And look at the play from the baby alien. He's going to lead the charge with that. A 3-0 once again.
They're walking out as a full Big Daddy squad here. They are just running through the members of Todak, and especially going so deep in. They are going to get everything else. Oh, Momo, he's in so much trouble here. There's nothing much he can do.
There is nothing much anyone could do against this team. What do you need to do, RRQ? They keep forcing everything to happen. And look, all the gold, all the turrets, it doesn't matter. Albert's just gonna dive onto Formace, under the base. What is this? They didn't even take the inhibitor turret, but the brains, the balls, and the craziness of RRQ keeps on shining.
They're playing at RRQ space. They're in their heads right now. Todak, they can't take a second to breathe. Moon has not been able to get his ult off in time in multiple rounds. This is the second time in this game which he gets one shot and not even having an opportunity, even though there were clear moments where he could have used his own ult. He needs a breather.
If I had $1, every time Albert just pops the three blade combo when you pop the Tempest of Blades, my God, I probably would be a millionaire. Well, not literally. But you see what I'm trying to get at. This guy is just so masterful with this hero. And I guess this translates to also the mastery of the RRQ Hoshi squad with that hero as well. It's not just one player having the mastery of the Ling, it's the entire squad that knows the limits of the hero themselves, and they put the trust into Albert, and Albert, as well as the rest of the RRQ Hoshi, are just way too confident in this game because they know their limits.
At this point, I think it's tough because we're 17 minutes in the game. This is the longest anybody has survived against RRQ Hoshi so far. And Sin, he's at his maximum potential. He's got more than enough. With that soul contract alone, he's going to be looking to one-shot people like Chiku, so they have to play this mechanically perfect.
Yes, they still have Chiku, guys. The damage could be there as the late game carry.
Oh, look at Ling.
Oh god, it's gonna be Albert jumping in again for Maze, using everything, but look at the positioning, the timing of Albert. Going for the depth of the plays all the way to the backside. RRQ trying to end the game right here, right now. R7 still able to managing to get out of that situation with all the damage coming in. It might be actually the turnaround. RRQ, they've lost one. Chiku goes in on to 3, but Clay, he's gonna go in for the re-engage. Chiku gets chunked to very low HP, but Yums is still there for that sustain. A Todak still managing to survive another time here.
Yeah, Chico, guys, the damage is not to be disrespecting at all. Do take down the RRQ Hoshi. Albert smelled blood as Formaze already popped the Phantom Execution, and he knows that the way that that Formaze was able to dodge his initiation was because of that ultimate. The openings are there.
The openings are definitely there, but Todak have finally kind of like gotten their breath of fresh air that they needed. They've been tunnel visioning really, really hard to the point of kind of losing track of their own gameplay. But Todak, once they get into this high ground defense, they snap out of it again. So it's back down to the 50-50, but RRQ have a significant lead when it comes down to overall map play.
I think that Todak, knowing that there's only one base building left to their base, might be even beneficial to their team. They only have to defend their base for now, keep the waves out of there, and maybe funnel RRQ Hoshi into the point where they will overcommit in front of the carry. It is still true that RRQ Hoshi's lineup is melee based. They do have their tools they have their invulnerability frames courtesy of the Tempest of Blades, and they also have the gap closers. But the point is, this carry is still deals so much damage.
Please use the black shoes. Oh my goodness.
Oh, but they might go for the re-engage here. Clay forced to use the Winner's Truncheon, and Todak might go and collapse, and that's going to be the kill picked up. Albert though, he's jumping to the back line. He's going to go in for the 4v5, still able to run away for now with a hard guard, but it's going to be Todak on that damage, on that initiation. They're looking for the base right now. It might be over, actually. RRQ, might they have made a mistake here in the last minutes of the game? So far, you're still able to defend, but that was huge for Todak.
Really huge, in a matter of fact. Momo managing to get a good chunk of that shield away as Albert came in with the hard guard on top of him. Some good execution from Todak's side, but also there's no way that they can finish it. Not just yet. They don't have the right conditions. And more importantly, Sin not even having to be there, continuing to be a threat by just pressing an open inhibitor down through that bot wave.
Big credits to Todak. They are brave enough to get out of their base. Normally, teams that don't have any more inhibitor turrets are really just too afraid to get out of their base. And it makes sense, right? But then they are deep into the river, in fact. And they have spotted out where Ling is. And RRQ Hoshi are kind of surprised about this.
R7 gets the unstoppable as he takes down the mid laner of Todak. Albert with 2 purple buffs now. Might this be the end of the game? 7 seconds on the clock for Turtle. 40 seconds for Moon.
This is so important that Lilia is the wave clear of Todak, and RRQ Hoshi, they still have 30 seconds to maybe push it against Todak.
Mechanical mistake. It's happened for a 3rd time already. Unfortunately, it's really rough here, but we've already hit the 2.5 million peak viewers out there who are watching this game. You are absolutely in the right place.
You are, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Remember, the M2 record is 3.08. We can do it right here in the day 2 of playoffs. Share it with everyone you know, because we are going to the top this time around. So is RRQ right now at this pace with 6,000 gold and that Enhanced Lord onto their name. Will it be the final fights commencing in that base?
Let's see how RRQ Hoshi actually manages their lane. Some teams, they do it one after the other. Sometimes they go all in together with the Lord. It seems like RRQ Hoshi, the spawn of the Lord, did not favor them at all. At least now, all of the lanes will be pushing alongside each other. All they have to do is execute properly. Find the right target. I mean, for Maze, Albert is already on that case. But when it comes to dealing with Chico, guys, wonder what RRQ Hoshi, how RRQ Hoshi will approach that.
Well, they're just gonna have to target him. Here comes the fight.
Oh, look at the damage though. It's actually going to be Todak coming in. A lot of damage has been placed, but Albert is going to be able to jump all the way to the backside. Now Seven needs to be careful though. Sin, he's targeting the base. Everyone's going to be able to get it down. That's going to be the base targeted by RRQ. Will it be able to end? No! Oh, with the defense, they're still alive. They're still in it. And Todak, they've done it. A 4-0. That Jiku picks up the triple.
This could be a one-way push.
No, they actually survived that. How did they pull that off? Todak, now this is going to be a one-way push. Clay cannot do this by himself, and this might just be the game.
They still have minions with them, and they still have another set of minions moving into the mid lane. How can Clay do this?
No way,
he's
Clay.
trying.
Clay's gonna try, but he's not gonna be able to do it right here with the Winner's Truncheon pop. It's gonna be him taken down, and boom, bang, bada bing, Todak coming in with the comebacks. RRQ, are you ready for game 4?
Oh my God! They've done it! They've taken a game off the Kings! Good victory here! Hashtag Todak Langar as they bring it over to game number Benedetta. And
what?
I'm hearing a lot of sounds here at the stage, but here you go! Malaysia is going to be the first and literally breaking the meta here. We're seeing Mia go into the gold lane.
Oh my God! I have been literally I've been trolling when I said I want to see the Mia, I want to see the Mia. But finally, we get the Mia, and it's from Todak. That's what I expect. Honestly, they brought this up in MPL Malaysia. Wolf, thoughts?
Oh, okay. So Lolita might not be that big of a problem for the Mia because of the damage. I mean, you're not really that much of a project, although that still is a problem. It's a problem, but maybe if you pick up something like a Flicker or a Purify, you're gonna be okay. When it comes to like laning against the Brody, that still is arguable. I would hedge my bets on the Brody still just because of the fact that Brody has got a stun, but the ensnare, that's gonna be really good against the Lancelot in the latter portions of the game. You still have your frontliners, right? You still have this formula coming up from the Todak's side where you have the Yuzhong, you have the Matilda to cover the front lines for you while you sit down back. But the problem is, this is RRQ that they're facing.
Well, we'll just have to see what happens here. The draft has been set. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, hashtag Malaysia Bole or hashtag Indo Pride, because that is a very interesting pickup for Todak.
It's just, I don't know. I didn't expect to see it here at M3, but Todak, they live by their mantra, Todak Langar, and they will keep moving forward with this. But now we are understanding that at the very least, when Yums is going to be playing towards this bottom side, he's going to be babysitting Mia for as long as possible.
Let's see what happens here. Again, it's going to be Todak just going at it. Run here. Back at it again, though. Look at that. R7 just being such a nuisance. He's actually rotated from the bottom side of the map all the way to that top side, and he's being a nuisance. Formace can't really go anywhere, but he's actually going to use the Phantom Splash all the way to the backside. Clay caught a bad situation, still able to flicker away, but now it is just a lot of resources burnt up. Sin has rotated as well. No kills just yet.
And you know, honestly, same goes for Momo here. He's trying to interrupt the farm of Albert so he doesn't get that early level 4. And, you know, honestly, Formace, it's interesting to see the fact that R7 is sacrificing a good amount of EXP, but, you know, he manages to soak up a little bit of the mid-wave, in fact, to kind of even it out at the end of the day. He's not falling behind, so that's really, really good from RRQ.
And for Todak, what they need to do is just to secure the farm on this Mia. Chico, guys, we might see him snowball if ever. He's got the... Obviously, you can expect damage output, right? Coming out from the Mia. What you don't expect from him is like mobility.
Oh, but wait a minute. Final blow to the backside. Clay is going to be targeted instantly. The Phantom Flash comes in, but Clay is still able to outplay for now. Comes in, but it's going to be Finn coming in with the trade. R7, he's looking for something here as the Black Dragon form has been popped all the way there. Oh, Albert, he's getting caught, and Albert might die here. The shield's coming in, but the Feather Edge strike to finish him off. Momo now gets kicked to the backside, but is still able to survive. A 2-for-1 for Todak, but RRQ gets the turtle.
Okay, so they traded Turtle for a kill. That's not too bad overall. It was kind of interesting to see how this eventually came together, but Chiku still needs a little bit of the help. Every time his support system goes away, Zin, he's looking for the trade.
Yeah, oh my god, Zin!
What?
He goes for the trade, but Chiku lives with 1 HP!
You've got to be joking.
25% damage reduction in the gold lane, right in action for you. I'm pretty sure that Zin kind of knows the damage output of his ultimate, but just a sliver of HP. Chiku, guys, was able to survive.
I'm starting to think the quote is real. Chiku is not afraid of death. Death is afraid of Chiku.
That is right.
It's hard not to believe here, and even for me, it's shocking. Wait, Chiku, he might get punished here, but it looks like Vin, he sees the rest of the backup coming up. He doesn't want to deal with it overall.
Oh, wait a minute. Mobilize coming in, and Sin gets picked up once more. And now look at that. Albert goes into the backside still with a lot of damage follow-up. It's going to be Albert picking up the kill. No purple buff. That means he does not have the mana to go for more.
Makes me wonder if the ultimate of Chiku, guys, the ultimate of Mia, has a debuff or cleanse mechanic to it. I don't know if that actually removes the passive of the Brody. Obviously, it removes stuns and whatnot, but how about the passive of the Brody where you get stacks with the lightning, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of questions left unanswered. Again, Albert jumps in all the way, uses the Thorn Rose, taking a lot of health from Yums, but not getting anything off of that rotation.
Well, so far, based on what I can remember the last time, I'm not entirely sure if they've changed it. We haven't seen Mia in a very, very long time here. I don't think it does get rid of the stacks here.
That's right.
And now we're going to see Yums going attack on Vin.
Oh, for the airstrike has been popped. Vin can't go anywhere, and he's going to be able to juke out once more with Yums coming in, but Clay is right there for the backup, gets his captain out.
So much has been said about this Mia, but Todak, actually, if you're looking at their other heroes, their combo with the Farsa is just way too good. Like the Circling Eagle really sets up for that kill. And obviously Momo's Black Dragon form and all the setups can be good. Now, if you're looking at the heroes, additionally, there's a lot of chain stun potential in them, which kind of makes it difficult for this Lancelot to even be confident. The difference is RRQ Hoshi has got this reset mechanic of this Luminous Blast. If Vin uses this as a counter initiation tool, Todak has got no answer to that. Maybe because of their Purify, that could be a way for them to get out, but technically speaking, if Todak is way too all-in, RRQ Hoshi has got the counter-initiation potential. But Todak does have the chain stun with them.
I think that's the one of the most important mechanics here. If Chiku misses the follow-up stun, it becomes so much more difficult to actually continue to press their advantage here. So it's really dependent on their mechanics that they land every single ability. The moment someone gets hit by it, they've got to follow it up.
The main win condition for the side of RRQ is that just basically Albert getting the stacks, getting the early game kills. And look at that, it's going to be there. Exactly what I just said. Moon gets picked off, but no! Todak still managing to outplay! And that's going to be R7 caught in the bad situation. Certainly Eagle to try to finish him off, but my goodness, Todak, how?
It's the Petrify, I mean. I'm sorry. It's that Purify out of just the shock of how Momo did it. And of course, the stacks, the Shy Essence already piled up. That's why there's a little bit of defense for Momo in that particular situation. That's right. And of course, the chain stun will be there. Again, it's all about the chain CC for Todak. Surely they get the kill onto Momo, but that was an even bigger bounty as they take out Albert.
Huge timing. Really, there was just not a lot of time for that. It was either he gets it out perfectly before the auto attack connects, or he just straight up dies there. Nicely done for Momo here, but I want to see the continued punishment.
Oh my god, Sin can't go anywhere. A killing spree from Yums. But the thing is, all right, even though, yes, Todak has been just popping it right now, the kills have actually been placed onto Yums. 3 kills right now.
Oh, I mean, the gold distribution going on to Yums, a little sad, but at least you're getting the distribution of gold at the end of the day. And I think at the end, that's fine when it comes to Chiku, because he wants to place for the... Wait, Yums, is he going to die? Okay, he doesn't die here, but Chiku, purchasing that Berserker Sphere is going to be huge.
Oh,
Nice
nice inside is actually a very nice kick by R7, taking a kill off, and that's going to be Albert picking up a solo kill as well in the top side, and just suddenly everything starts to crumble. Todak, they need to play disciplinedly. They can't get too overzealous here, because that is one of the win conditions as well for them. They are a team that gets maybe a little bit too emotional, right? They overcommit to many of these team fights, and that has just been the downfall of them in the games that they lost.
Oh, Forme is actually alone here.
Oh, wait a minute. Forme is actually jumping in back and forth, trying to bait all of the abilities, but he's going to be stunned up, and that is the power of the Lolita. You use these super mobile heroes, the Dashman 25s, but in the end, it's not going to be worth it because of that one tap stun.
Yeah, it's all about holding up that eye for an eye. Oh, R7! Oh, the Purify comes out just in time!
Momo goes in for the Furious Time on the two members. What we saw was RRQ engaging, but what we get is Todak coming back. Moon now caught right there on the midst of the real-world manipulation as he pops up for the airstrike. Alberto, he just keeps on going back and forth, and that's going to be both of the teams not losing a single member except for Zin.
What is this? The
How is
sweaty series. Come on, man. Everybody's just trying to outplay each other, and I was really surprised in how Momo all of a sudden was there, pops the Petrify combo once again, gets a kill out to Sin. And that is an important kill for Todak. Nevertheless, RRQ Hoshi are recovering. There was a time where the gold for Todak was about 2,000, and they got a kill onto Momo. They got a kill on Chiku, guys. Eventually gets the turn, a good turn of events for RRQ Hoshi. So now they have recovered. It's an even game at this point.
Oh, wait a minute. Yums actually goes in for the circling ego onto Vin. A little bit aggressive there, as again, they don't really have much to offer here in terms of the follow-up just yet. Albert, but okay. This is getting ridiculous. Chiku, guys, one level ahead of Brody. He has been farming like a monster. You can hear the giggles coming in from Gideon as, oh my God, Albert. What the heck? He just tried to go for that, but finally realizing that, okay, maybe it's time to chill a little bit.
It's conditioning. It's all about conditioning, and both teams are doing it really, really well right now. They're trying to force the other person to break under this pressure and give that respect.
Absolutely, but look at that. Black Dragon Form being used. He's going to be Feather Airstrike connecting onto Finn, and he's going to be taken down. Momo now putting his attention onto Zin. Will it be enough? The stun comes in all the way. The torn apart memory doesn't connect and doesn't get him. Chiku once again is still able to survive, but in the backside is going to be Forme is jumping back and forth. And Chiku, how was he able to get out of our 7 sights?
Oh, does have the cleanse mechanic with the ultimate. It gets out the way of the dragon. And what really is surprising for Todak is the way that their composure is there. Instead of just backing out, they commit the Black Dragon form onto the Lolita to take them down, knowing that it is the counter initiation from RRQ Hoshi. Afterwards, when the Eve popped the ultimate, they just went in for the Electro final blow. They weren't able to get additional kills, but at least they get the turret and they also get positioning. A mid lane turret taken in 10 minutes of the game, that is still very instrumental to further objective control.
It is, but not only that, Chiku is playing on Mia. We have to talk about her scaling overall skills. One of the hardest as a marksman overall. Has 3 items, by the way.
Yeah. And Wind of Nature.
R7 actually connects on the Jeet Kudo, but it's going to be Mia still able to kite away. Now R7 caught in the bad situation, is forced to run away. But look at Chiku, he's hungry. Look at Sin, he's dead. And look at Albert, he's going to go in under the damage and will be able to take out Moon. Now 1-for-1. It's going to be Albert jumping back and forth once again. Gets a double kill and still finally saves RRQ in the madness as they will be able to pick up a 2-for-1.
That's beautiful coming up from Albert. Did you see that? Utilizing his teammate against him. He went in to dash and puncture onto Yums and then eventually gets into the Yuzhong, and Chiku guys need to get back out.
Yeah, but look at Albert, he's jumping in with the help of Finn. We'll be able to pick up an unstoppable. Forme is now rotating and turning around onto Albert. Still able to run away for now. Execution will be able to take him down. R7 now coming in with the Way of the Dragon. We'll be able to knock him down with the stun connecting. Oh my God! The Guiding Wind gets him out. And Forme! He still manages to survive, but in the end, it is going to be Clay picking up the kill. Zin taken low. And the damage, the fights, the craziness just keeps on going.
This mid lane is a battle pit.
It's literally a gladiatory arena here.
Exactly.
Formays had two decisions at the end of the day. Either go dash backwards to the safety of Moon or dash over the wall and buy 1 more seconds to get his Electo final blow back up online.
Oh my
wow, it came down to 1 dash there.
It came down to the one. With this, Todak actually amassed about 1,000 gold lead. And RRQ Hoshi, if you're looking at their composition, they're not as scaling as Todak. If you're looking at both the Lancelot as well as the Brody, they do dish out so much damage in the mid game, but come the late game, they're going to be dependent on skills. And sometimes that little window that you give to something like a Mia in the late game. And I mean, I cringe at myself saying that, but yeah. Mia in the late game.
How do you not find this hilarious?
Oh, wait a minute. R7 goes away. The Dragon instantly just everything, literally everything, and the kitchen sink just thrown at Yums. But that was a good shutdown.
Really big shutdown as well. I mean, that's what happens when you're a support and take all the kills.
That's right.
No, it's going to be RRQ
good
actually
positioning
pushing
from
the pace, yeah. And again, what they're doing here is they got a kill, and now instantly they're punishing Todak for not getting anything or trading anything on the board. Look at that. The moment that the Lord died, they've only been able to clear the waves in the process.
Exactly. If they're out for blood, they want to go for 4 maze this time. Okay.
I mean, are they still going to chase him? I mean, they're chasing him literally halfway across the map here.
That's a Benedetta. But here's the thing, right? RRQ Hoshi, with just the positioning, they identified that Yums was taken out, all right? So then we went in to scout for where Momo was and knew exactly where Momo was. And because of the fact that Todak, they didn't have vision around the Lord area, RRQ Hoshi gets an enhanced Lord for free.
Yeah, and this might be the turnaround, man. The 2,000 gold lead that Todak has built up for themselves has just instantly been turned around. And now with Todak backing up, it is going to be RRQ building now on their gold lead so quick to it. And this is the RRQ that we all know and love. They just take one fight, one pickoff, and they turn the game on its head now with the Enhanced Lord popping onto that top side. A lot of pressure has just been relieved off of them to make some plays. Moon already forced to use the wings by wings very early on in the fight. And Formaze, look at him. He's in the midst of it all. This is going to be another pickoff coming in. He has a lot of damage, but it's not going to come for anything. This is how RRQ likes to play. They go in and they isolate the members. Yums again forced to go in, forcing these abilities to come out, and they have just done it. They turn away the 2,000 gold lead of Todak to a 2,000 of their own, but R7, that was a mistake. He went in a little bit too aggressive. Momo goes in, and that is going to be actually been picked off, but the inhibitor tournaments will fall for the hands of RRQ Hoshi. Wait a minute. This might not be Vin dying, actually.
Oh, man, he's really tanky on this
Very.
arena. He's just eating shots after shots after shots here. And yes, RRQ Hoshi, one fight was all they need to get back in towards this game, and now they have a structural lead against Todak so far. But Formaze, at this point in time, the only reason why he's dying is the timing of his eye for an eye. If he can time it just slightly earlier or slightly later, it would catch it. And I think it's really coming down to these one-button differences.
All due fairness to Formaze, it still is very brave against RRQ Hoshi, just really diving through. It's very aggressive. Even as the Benedetta, I mean, if you look back maybe a year ago, the Benedetta is just way too OP for those kind of plays. And 10 out of the 10 times he'll get out of there. But this time, all through the nerfs that we saw from the Benedetta, all the cooldowns up, and of course, it's not as tanky anymore, and the sustain isn't there. You see how Formaze is punished 4 times already in this game. Still, he's doing a pretty good job, but you need to be a little bit more conservative heading into the latter portions of the game.
But honestly, look at the Mia. We mentioned it earlier. The late game is going to be the problem. He has the DHS, Windtalker, and that Berserker's Fury built up.
Has been destroyed.
This is a scary boy.
He's a scary boy. He just needs to get a chance to hit enemies of RRQ Hoshi for sure.
How do you even get into that position, right? Because you're really just waiting for your team to do a lot of that work. Chico can only focus about who he auto-attacks and, more importantly, who he can focus his attention to. And I think that's why the Demon Hunter sword came out so quick, just to make sure, hey, Vin, you're tanky? Okay, I want to punish you.
I'm just so baffled that the Mia has only died 2 times in 16 minutes. Again, in the game with a Cho, a Brody, and a Lancelot.
Look, I would like to say that I'm used to seeing this. I'm not. This is just as much of a shock for you as it is for me.
Well, Wolf, you know, at this point, what do both teams need to do?
Well, just wait. At this point, you just wait. If you're Todak, use your Benedetta to clear out the waves, just to go deeper and to use your kit so that the lanes are flown against RRQ Hoshi.
Oh, all right
Well,
then. Then they're gonna just go for some pickoffs as a typical RRQ Hoshi out of nowhere. The camera didn't even count it. Now, oh, again, they're just baiting so many abilities, and Vin didn't even use a flicker right there, baiting that Black Dragon form right before the Enhanced Lord spawns. RRQ, they might just look for this Enhanced Lord, but this time around, the difference is they have some range to play for the siege. They have the damage, they have the wave clear, unlike game number 3.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think this one's going to be a lot cleaner coming in from RRQ. You can see that their aggression has definitely stopped. They're starting to think about a lot of their plays. They can't play with just sheer mechanics anymore because then it's just too draining. And most of the time, they are missing out bigger opportunities across the map. So RRQ, they force down, set up a death bush down bot side, punish for Mace, and more importantly, utilizing the advantage of their one inhibitor lead to now look to close it out on Todak.
But we do need to remember this. Todak has a great high ground with the Farsa, with Mia on that full item. Look at the attack speed on that man, dude. Again, he's going to be really hard to target unless he really just overextends, gives R7 a position to get that engage, or maybe even Vin with the Lolita. Honestly, he should be untouchable in these fights.
It's gonna be crazy to think that it can go down to a point where maybe the base defense will be what Todak needs, right? Even if they get pushed like all of their inhibitor turrets, maybe that's even an advantage for them because now they only have to defend one. That's exactly what happened in the previous game.
Well, let's see what happens here. Enhanced Lord is pushing down the bottom side. The minions are going to be cleared out, but it's going to be Momo chunked very, very low. Chiku, guys, not able to join in the fight right now with the real-world replacement, but it's going to be the in-re engage coming from Momo. Now Chiku, guys, finally coming in to deal some damage, but it's all shielded up, and Vin is using that Luminous Blast really, really well. Goes in for the stun. Formay still able to eye for an eye, and it's going to be the base targeted right now with Formay trying to defend. Will it be Deja Vu or not? It is going to be RRQ winning the game after such an amazing run. Todak will fall short in that final moment, and the King of Kings will take them down.
Very sweaty game coming out from RRQ. They still got the victory nonetheless, and Todak